Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back from my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond. This one's going to be for Season 1, Episode 4, The Wrong End of a Telescope.
It's about to get bad. Get back.
Well, I wasn't here before.
Iris, hurry!
Okay guys, so this is going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond. This is for Season 1, Episode 4, which is called The Wrong End of a Telescope. So, this was not a great episode. Let's be honest. This was not a very eventful episode for me, at least. There was not much that happened this week. Honestly, there were a few things, sure, but, this is not my favorite episode, I gotta be honest. So, you guys know I've been relatively happy with The Walking Dead World Beyond so far. With Season 1, Episode 1 to Season 1, Episode 3, I felt like they have been a lot better than I thought. However, they still have not been amazing, but they were a lot better than what I thought they were going to be. This episode, this is the crap I was worried about when it comes to The Walking Dead World Beyond. When it originally, first had its, first trailer. This is a good example of the kind of episodes I thought we were going to be getting. Is episodes like this, except all of the episodes. This episode, for me, does not almost do anything. Honestly, am I ever going to go back and watch some of this stuff again? Probably not, because this episode has nothing for me. It has literally nothing. And the only thing this episode actually has, which is not even actually a technically a scene in the actual episode, is the post-credit scene that we'll discuss real quick here at the beginning of the video, which is that we get a post-credit scene with the CRM, and it looks like they're kind of testing walkers, it looks like. So, that stuff I thought was really good at the end. That was really intriguing, and I really like as much as they're giving us when it comes to the CRM stuff. But the stuff with the kids, what am I supposed to say about this? It was weird. It was really weird. A lot of the stuff they did, especially with Iris and Silas, I'm just like, what am I watching here? Seriously. If you haven't seen the episode yet, honestly, I could probably just tell you right now that you can watch it, but if you want to watch this for a recap, you can do that as well, because honestly, my goodness, this was horrible. So, this episode basically focuses on the kids. They're wanting to go to New York. Felix and Huck want to turn them around, specifically Felix, and, bring them back home. And they find this school. So, the whole episode basically takes place in this school, as we see kind of some flashbacks of before, when Hope's father is, I guess, leaving to go share his knowledge to the CRM, so they have a cure and they can work on whatever. And I would like to mention that one of the scenes I actually really did like in this episode is that we actually do get to see Hope and Iris's father finally in this episode. So we get to see a scene between him, a little bit of a flashback scene there when we see Hope with longer hair, and then one where obviously he's leaving and Hope doesn't want him to leave, that type of thing. And it looks like they kind of, Hope doesn't really feel like maybe it's because of her that, he's leaving, and he's like, no, it's not because of you that I'm leaving because of this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool, because I do like to see, finally, their father in an actual scene that's not them running around when the sky is falling. So, finally, in this episode, we get to see Hope and Iris' father. So, that's good. I like that stuff. I thought that was good, and I think that the scenes between Hope and, her father and Iris' father, I thought were, pretty good. But, aside from that, though, we know that he left, and we get to see that scene play through in some flashbacks, but aside from that, listen, I really was not enjoying this episode at all. They go into this school, they kind of separate up into groups. We have Huck and, Hope, and a few scenes between them, a few scenes between Elton and, Felix, but I'm not really going to go over too much here. And we do get to see this wolf in this episode, that Huck and Hope run into a little bit, and, that was good, that was fine, but at the same time, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, so much of this could have been trimmed down, honestly. Am I not the only one that thinks that? Honestly, I feel like this episode could have been almost cut out almost completely, at least a lot of it. Now, we get to see Iris and Silas, and this is when I had enough. This moment right here in the episode, this is when I absolutely had it. When you have Iris teaching Silas how to dance, and you've got, they make it seem like they're dancing with the people in the high school before, S1E4, and it's this really sappy moment when they're just dancing, like, and I'm just like, oh my god. And then the part that makes it even more cringy, as if that scene wasn't cringy enough, you've got Iris that almost looks like she's about to lean in for a kiss, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, this is so cringy. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I did not enjoy that scene at all. I honestly I actually, for once in World Beyond, I actually paused the episode and I was like, no, I gotta take a second here to just realize what I'm watching right now. I'm sorry, but that was absolutely horrible. It was such a cringy moment, and I don't really know what else to say about that. It was just weird to me. So, basically, so I did like the moment in this episode, which I feel like is another highlight of the episode. I like the moment when Silas just goes absolutely crazy on that zombie at the doors and stuff like that, and he kind of just goes crazy on the walkers, and then he hits Elton, and Elton, you know, flies back and stuff, and Silas is just going crazy on a walker. And it sounds like, from what we've seen in this episode, it sounds like maybe the reason why Silas is, you know, treated the way he is because maybe you know, he beat his own father, it sounds like. Maybe that's what happened, and his mom testified against him, it sounds like. It sounds like that might be along the lines of what happened when it comes to Silas and his flashbacks. It seems like that's what the story is shaping up to be, but we still have to find out a little bit. But, I don't know, that's the idea I'm getting right now. But I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, like, a lot of this stuff we did not need to see. And then, you know, like I said, it's just, that's basically it. We got them in the school, a few things happen here and there. We have Elton that takes a picture of the group at the end. And, you know, I mean, yeah, that's that. So, what am I supposed to say about this stuff with the kids? It's just cringy, or it's just not interesting, or whatever. Listen, I was down with some of the stuff they were doing in last week's episode, episode 3. I was up for seeing what they were going to be doing. And I thought last week's episode actually turned out pretty decent. This week's episode, I just had no interest. I was either not interested, it was a cringy scene that I just could not watch, and there was a lot of that. And I don't know, guys. The stuff with the kids, it's just not my thing. It's really not in this episode. It just did not work for me at all. So I do want to specify too, because you guys know when it comes to these reviews, I'm very honest in my reviews. And if there's something I don't like, I say it. And even if everybody else loved the episode, which I don't know, maybe I don't like this episode and everybody else is going to come at me on Sunday and say, like, Dan, this episode was awesome. Like, what are you talking about? You're being too negative about this episode. I disagree. I think that this episode was absolutely horrible at a lot of times. I really do. And it just wasn't interesting for me. It just wasn't. It was cringy. And yeah, so as if that wasn't bad enough, we get to the post-credit scene, which is the only moment that people would probably ever give a crap about. And it's a post-credit scene that most people would miss. I actually missed that scene, and then people told me about it, and I had to go back and actually watch it. So that was horrible as well. So I went back and watched the post-credit scene, and it's basically now, okay, here's when this episode has something good for me. This is when this episode has something interesting. You've got this lady here that is testing all these zombies. You can see them all. You know, you got the people in the suits walking by, the walkers and stuff, and you got the CRM that's kind of doing their thing. But testing the walkers, all that kind of stuff is really good. And can I please add, man, that sandwich looked really good. That sandwich of hers, holy crap. Like, honestly, the CRM, let's focus on that for a minute. That sandwich looked good. I'm sorry, but I had to mention that. That sandwich looked absolutely delicious. But anyway, basically, they're testing the walkers, and you have the picture of Iris and Hope's father on the picture there, and the guy that's to the very right of that picture is the guy that's the walker at the end of the episode. So it's kind of that reveal. And, you know, whether or not Iris and Hope's father is still alive, kind of, you know, because they're about to bring in another person, so you kind of have to, they kind of leave you on a cliffhanger there. So I like that. That was a good scene. That scene helped out the episode a lot for me. But the scenes with the kids, I'm sorry, guys, it just was not for me. I mean, it was not for me at all. I had a lot more fun with episodes 1, 2, and 3 than I did with this episode. I'll be honest with you guys. This is my least favorite episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond so far. That is just my opinion. Maybe you guys disagree. This episode for me, it just was not my thing. So, sorry to tell you guys, but you guys know I'm very honest with my videos. You know, right now, as you guys know, I am heavily enjoying Fear the Walking Dead. World Beyond, on the other hand, yeah, this episode brought it down a little bit for me, I gotta be honest. So, we'll see what they do next week. As for this episode, out of 10, I'm only going to give this a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, guys. I know that's a really bad rating, but I can't help but just say that it was not interesting. There were some really cringy moments in there, and especially with the Iris and Silas stuff, I just was not feeling that stuff at all. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I gotta say for this week's episode, guys. So, but on a more positive note, what did you guys think about the post-credit scene? And did you even see the post-credit scene? Because I feel like some people may have missed out on it. So, yeah, definitely, if you haven't seen it, go back and rewatch. There's the post-credit scene at the end of the episode. Yeah, I don't know. 4 out of 10, guys, for me this week. I'm a little disappointed with this episode, I gotta be honest. I'm still gonna give it a 4 because the post-credit scene and then, you know, a few of the other scenes here and there weren't too bad, but just, I don't know, guys. There was more cringe than anything in this episode, and I just wasn't for me. Wasn't for me this week's episode. So, anyway, sorry to tell you guys, but yeah, this was not my favorite episode. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below. If you guys are new here, click the subscribe button to miss any of my videos for The Walking Dead World Beyond. Follow Dan's Walking Reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Are you guys at least happy that we finally seen Hope and Iris' father? That was good, and the post-credit scene was good. But aside from that, guys, I definitely want to hear your opinions about all that kind of stuff in the comment section below. So, anyway, guys, I'll see you guys really soon for another video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.